Like, oh, you stupid.
So, I'm a 27-year-old woman who's no contact with my dad, and I have been for about 5 years. I had him blocked on everything except email until a few weeks ago. I never check my email, but on a whim, I was looking through it and I stumbled across an email that he sent me a little over a month ago. In the email, he basically demanded that I talk to him and work out our differences. He essentially talked to me like I was 10 and he can just order his way back into my life. Then, in the same email, he threatened me, saying that if I don't speak to him, he's gonna take me to court for grandparent rights to get access to my kids. On one hand, I'm floored and so shocked that he thinks talking to me that way will make me want him back in my life. But on the other hand, it's hilarious because I don't have any kids, nor do I want them. What a clueless, useless, garbage person.
Oh no, that's not good. He has either Alzheimer or dementia. You don't put yeah, yeah, this is one of those.
I don't think it's either one of those
I
things.
do because this is what my father did. He would say your kids to me, and I have zero children. He was
But you were in
confusing me.
contact.
But you was in contact with
No,
him.
but
You were
we
in
all
contact with your
were.
dad, though.
But all of us were.
My
That's what
my
I'm.
deal- my thing my
I
thinking
think
is
this is one of the ones. I'm like he made. Oh boy.
my thinking to this, Tracy, is that was a shot in the dark. You ain't been in contact with him in five
But of
years.
course
I don't know if you got married in 5 years.
he
I don't
had
know if you got
kids.
kids in 5 years. So I'm gonna put a shot in the dark that you done had kids in these last 5 years. And my only ramification of getting in contact with you, aka controlling you, is to go grandparents' rights. But truth be known, he didn't know jack squat about
I'm
this
hoping
woman's
that's it,
life.
cause boy, that just sound like oh boy, all the signs were there.
That and what I have seen um, in the world is you were a crappy parent. You were a crappy parent when they were little. You were a crappy parent when they were growing up, and you were a crappy parent when they're an adult. And now that you're approaching the final curtain call,
True.
you want to be a grandparent, and you think you should have rights as a grandparent that arguably you gave up when you gave up being a parent. So
Uh,
it's purely up to the child, meaning your child, if you are even allowed back in. And in so doing, you need a relationship with your child before that child owes you anything to the grandchild. But that's just my 2 cents on that.
okay, it's starting to thunder, lightning, and pour. And Mickey, in case everybody missed it, because me and Anna was on here, there is a huge thunderstorm, including hail and high winds that's over Mickey right now. She has all her rechargeable lamps and lanterns going on. So if Mickey drops out, thank you. But if
Stay
you're
safe,
new to the
Mickey.
Let
show,
us know that you're okay, please.
yeah, if you're new to this show, we've said it once and we've said it 1,000 times. Please take care of yourself. We are not that show where we need you. Don't you drop off. No, we have never
We
been.
do need you though,
We need you.
but we need you
We
safe.
need you here. We need you safe. That's what we need you as.
And
But
to get a few more likes from me and some subscriptions from me.
Yeah.
To, and Anna. Get some
Thumbs
more
up.
subscriptions from me and Anna.
Thank you.
And stay safe. Everyone. Everyone.
How about
And
stay
Mickey, most
safe?
importantly, make sure you reach. I don't know which one of us you have direct contact with, but whoever it is, please let one of us know that you're okay. Um, that's just please.
She has a message with Tracy and I, so if you could just drop a
And probably
safe.
Marlon.
and me
Yeah,
too.
yeah, really, we both got you. We got you. We love you,
Um,
baby.
she may have a good reason for not staying in contact with him, and if she did have kids, she may have a good reason for not wanting kids around. There lies the creme de la creme. Dude, if you didn't even know that I don't have grandkids, and if I did have grandkids, I mean, if I did have kids, why would you think I would still? And I'm going by what Thiz was saying. It's a final curtain call. You couldn't even be man enough to just go,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
You have you have kids
Yeah.
now. I want to be in their lives.
Not
I want
yours,
to
but the
get to know
kids.
them. But you went straight to, I'm gonna take you to court.
But wait a minute, Marla. That sounds like a crappy apology too. Hey, gonna want to be a part of these grandchildren that don't exist. He just gonna skip over the mother like that. I want to be a part of the grandkids. Like
No,
you
Well,
gonna just skip the
I've
mama
heard,
like that?
but
not really,
but
because at a certain point, you may have an understanding of it's just not going to work between me and the mom, me and the parent. We have too much stuff. We have too much baggage,
And the children are gonna pick up on
and
that.
we will get
I have a
along.
question.
Go ahead.
I'm a little confused. The person, are they the father? Or are they the father of an imagined child? Like,
The
who
OP,
are
the
they?
father of the poster.
the father of the OP
Thank
is
you.
saying this. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Thank you.
there comes a point where you literally can sit there and say, you know what, Thiz, you're my father. We have way too much baggage. We can be cordial, but let's just face it, we ain't gonna be close. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But me and the grandchildren, we have every right to get to know each other, to get to discuss it, as long as I'm respectful, i.e., I'm not putting down you in front of them. You do not put down me in front of them. I can be in their lives. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Tracy,
mean,
yeah, I can deal. It is what it is, but that doesn't mean that I have to get pulled away from the grandchildren.
yeah, because there could be a wrinkle in this, which is a very common wrinkle, where for whatever reason, when she was younger, he went to prison and he missed out on her formative years, and they never were able to close that gap. And so they just don't have that relationship. She's still angry because I heard someone say once that um, your emotional well-being is only as old as your emotional trauma. So like if your emotional trauma happened when you were 12 and you are stressed out to a certain point, you revert back to that trauma response when you were 12. Like it's a weird, I don't know how that stuff works. But anyway, they could have some damage that they're not going to overcome.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that he's a bad person. He just wasn't a good father.
Yes.
So she may ultimately be, if they had some type of relationship, she could maybe be like, look, you can see the grandchildren if I'm physically there. Right?
but of course they don't
But
exist.
don't pretend like you and I have a traditional mom and dad, daughter and dad relationship. Don't even pretend. If
Because
we're gonna build something, we can build something, but it ain't happening for as far as I can see it.
because if you look at it, it's no different than two divorced parents.
Except we're debating someone who doesn't have children.
Yeah, because okay, we're stretching to the fact that she have children, but it's no. God, I don't even want to finish that sentence. So yeah, we'll debate
I
like
want
she
to
have
answer
kids.
Parker's
So
question.
sorry, I don't even want to finish
I
that
would
sentence.
like to answer Parker's question.
What? How do you say I have rights to see your child's kids when you've never even had any? Also, what even is grandparents' right? Go ahead, Tracy.
Okay, so grandparents' rights is a new phenomenon. I can't say the word right, but it's something new that's basically came up. Where the grandparents will sometimes take their children to court if the parent is just totally incompetent. they have substance abuse issues they're not getting treatment for. They're not financially taking care of the children, and they get full custody. Sometimes the grandparent will take the child to court if for some odd reason the child is preventing them from seeing the child, although that one usually is rare because essentially the parent has a right to determine who and who does not see their child. But it's becoming more and more common for grandparents to take their children to court to see their children.
Okay,
But-
wait a minute. Let me stop. you.
Grandparents' rights are very real and they're very
Grandparents,
important.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
But they're
Grandparents'
real. I
rights.
didn't say they weren't.
Grandparents' rights.
No, I
are
was just
real.
saying another angle.
Grandparents' right just so happen to not be in every state.
Yeah, it's not in every
And
state because
even
it's not
if
in
it is
Indiana.
in that, even if it is in that state, it's very hard
To prove.
achieve.
Yes.
So
it's
Tracy,
hard.
on
Yeah.
one point that you did say, yeah, the parents have to be the most
Mhm.
drug addict. You just have to
That's
be.
a custody thing. That's a custody.
Yeah, that's what I
issue.
said when they're pursuing custody of the
But
child.
when you're
But
talking
you
about
have to get
grandparents' right,
If I'm listening to it right,
It-
do you not have to get grandparents right before you even try to
But-
get custody?
Right, there's
not
two
necessarily,
types
and
of.
they can happen at the same time. But when you
Oh.
talk about grandparents' rights,
I was
it's
talking
my
about the second.
right to be involved in
Right.
my grandchild's life.
That.
And where I've seen it is where the mother and the father of the child are not married. And so the mother who has custody of the child blocks the father's side of the family
Oh, got
from
you.
having any interactions with the grandchild.
Got you. Okay.
Now, I have
okay.
seen that. And then they have to petition the courts to have some level of involvement with their grandchild because you got a problem with the baby's father. You don't have a
But
problem
again,
with
that's
me.
hard to prove.
So why are
because
you
the
blocking
parent-
me from?
Yeah, but the parent has a right to say who the child can see and who the
And-
child
To an
can't
extent.
see.
And then we
But
can make the decision
To an
in
extent,
court.
but that's why you go to courts.
Yeah, you have to make that decision in court. You,
I've
you
never
And the
heard
mom
that.
doesn't have to be like drugged out or anything. It could just be that she's being malicious towards the father and it's having an impact on the grandparents who also want to be involved in their grandchild's life.
No, well, and like I said, Parker,
That's what
I
I've
hate
seen.
to try
Like,
to actually use this that statement. We're on a tangent of reality. That's what grandparents' rights is, and as this subscribe just said, no, the parents don't have to be on substance abuse and everything else. The grandparents want to be in their grandchildren's
Isn't
life.
that happening with Ricky
But like I
Smiley?
said, on the same token, we're talking as if this woman had grandchildren and
she
didn't
doesn't
even
have any
have
children.
children. She didn't even have children. So
well, he has grandparents' rights to the fictitious children.
And how many times have we taken a situation and then gone, let's look at it from a different angle with a slightly different plot?
Every
We've done
time,
it.
all the time.
when the first
Yeah, we're
time
pretty
all
good at
of us
that.
been on the show together, that's when we started. Boy, we will take pause.
And then what if she had a dog?
I've seen couples go to court, and this is real. I've seen couples
No,
go to
oh,
court to
yeah.
see who has custody of the dog. And
Oh, the
that's
fur
real.
baby?
Yes, that is literally
yeah,
for real. I'm like, y'all
I
going
have
to court.
stories
The
of it.
court should just be like, you know what, get out of my face with this mess, but they gotta hear
No,
it.
because a
Tracy,
dog-
That's not true. That's not true.
A dog
It is
and a cat,
literally
like
in
they have a
divorce.
personality.
It's a
I don't
decision in
care.
divorce papers. It has been decisions in divorce papers of who have custody of the pets. No, it's
And
no,
the visitation for the other person.
and the visitations and everything else. No, that's not a get out of my
Yeah,
face.
Peter's
And they're not doing it. They're not doing it on par as if it were a child, but it's very similar because a pet is treated like property. So when they're dividing the property, somebody's going to get the dog, but both people are attached to the dog. So sometimes they have to work something out like that. Oftentimes, what I believe happens is one of them gets the dog and the other person just lost a dog, right?
Yeah, get
Because
another
it
one.
gets complicated. You can't just
that dog is attached to the other.
Get another one. I said what I
you don't
said.
switch dogs out like they're a pair of socks. There's a grieving process
Yeah,
that's going to come.
go through your reading process
You
to
have
get
the
another
dog.
dog.
Tracy ain't
No,
Tracy
you
ain't
and I
never
are
had
married.
pets in a
We
day in
get
her life.
Yes, I
divorced.
did
You
have
take the
pets.
dog.
Yes, I did have pets. Didn't
No,
like them then,
but
don't like
Tracy,
them now.
I get it, and that
So
would make
that's
it
my
real
point.
easy for him, the other party, to get the dog. But in the case where they both love that dog and the dog loves both of them, whoever does not get the dog is going to go through a grieving process. Now, they may end up going to get a puppy to try to get through with the process, but it doesn't change the fact that they're grieving.
I didn't say they couldn't
Losing.
breed. I just said get another dog.
Tracy, I'm glad you're not a judge because you got custody of my child.
I wouldn't do that with the
Hey, let's
children.
go have another child.
Children are a totally different thing.
Tracy
It's
don't even like
totally
kids.
different.
Could you
No,
imagine
that's
when
not
they
right.
said
No, that's not
split the
true.
baby, and
No,
Tracy
that
be
is
like,
not
well,
true.
split it then.
That is not true. I only like 3 children. There are 3 children that I like. 3. I do not dislike all children. That is not a true statement.
That's fair. That is fair.
It's not talking about.
I stand corrected.
No, he said all children.
No,
I
Tracy,
said no.
no,
There's
no.
3.
No.
That's like I don't dislike all black people. I got 3 black friends.
Josiah, Layla, and Timothy.
They all
period.
related.